Hi, my name's Walter Montero. I'm a real estate and mortgage agent here in Cambridge, Ontario, and I've had the privilege of serving our community since 1987. Over the years, I've met some great people here in our community in many different businesses and walks of life. Some, of course, are well known, and others are some of the best kept secrets in town. So the purpose of this podcast is to share and introduce them to you. Welcome to the I Love Cambridge podcast.
Very good, very good. So you look like you're hanging out in the office.
Yeah, I'm in the office today. I've been in the office all week since I came back from vacation. Had a lot of work to catch up on. I did try to do some work when I had some chance over there as well, but definitely.
Where did you go?
I was in the Turks and Caicos.
Oh wow, that's a nice place.
Very, very nice. And to make matters even better, well, right now they have an hurricane there, like a typhoon or something going on right now where they're getting slammed. So I was lucky enough to miss that option. Maybe I would have been stuck there, but I got out just in time. As you know, September is hurricane season down there, so they're right in the path of all the hurricanes, right?
Yeah. They were proposing for that to be part of Canada at one time.
I heard. I'm not sure why Canada didn't try and fight harder for that deal.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I can't even remember who was in power. I think it was probably Trudeau, like Trudeau Senior.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them talking about it, but I think there was a little bit of baggage there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've heard that there's still a group there that is still trying to push for it to be part of Canada.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it would be a beautiful place for us to try and go hang out with every so often, especially in the wintertime.
For sure.
Use the sunshine in those beautiful turquoise beaches and in white sandy, beaches. Oh God, man, it's beautiful down there. Pretty
awesome.
hot, but still, nonetheless.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Eau Claire, clear water.
Yeah, clear. You know what? It is exactly that, clear water. It's French.
Yep. French from France or from Quebec?
Quebec.
Okay.
But funny enough, the head office is in Calgary. So it's not even.
Of course.
We just had to have a little bit of a conversation. We have to make sure that people think about it and have a conversation about it. It stays in their memory a lot, easier if you have that conversation piece about how did you come up with the name again. But Calgary has an Eau Claire Street down there, very popular hub.
Yep.
Literally, when I went down there, there's Eau Claire everywhere. There's Eau Claire buildings. There's so it fits in the community down there. But here, people are always trying to get it right. And what is that French? Is it English? It's French, yeah. But you got it. You clear water. Exactly.
Yeah. I figured as much. So yeah, my high school French, which is about, probably the equivalent of French. I could figure that much out. So very good. So how long you been doing this? And tell me a little bit about it. So when did you get involved in it?
So Eau Claire is actually pretty new. It's a financial firm that's built by other financial advisors. And it's, they have over maybe 35 years of experience in the industry, the executives and the CEO. And what happened was, from them moving from different financial, institutions, over the course of their career, they realized that there's a need for a change in how these firms are set up. And so they sat down and said, how can they build a firm for advisors that they can deliver quality service to the clients, and where advisors are not seeing clients as a means to an end. So, they sat down and they drew up this blueprint. And at the time, I was with another financial firm at the time. And I was introduced to the blueprint of this company, and already I was like, man, a lot of times people, are scared to have a drawback to go with something new, but times are always changing,
Absolutely.
right? And if you have an opportunity to work with a platform that somebody says may not work because of how innovative it is, you got to look at it and say, well, use Sears as an example. I don't know exactly what are all the details of why Sears went out of business, but they weren't trying to change your time, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why they're no longer in business. So if somebody's been looking at the industry, been in the industry, for many years and noticed that there's opportunities for better, what are some of the pain points for advisors, and how can we eliminate some of those pain points for advisors?
Right.
Chances are they're going to do something better. It may take a while for everybody for the news to go out, but for me, it was a no-brainer that Eau Claire was going to be the home that I need to bring my license to and start to operate from. They had the same core beliefs that I did, and on top of that, bottom line, income was also, obviously a factor as well, and doing the same job somewhere else and getting paid less.
Gotcha. So how are they different than from a traditional, are they an insurance company? Are they a financial planning company? What exactly, how do they hold themselves up?
So, Eau Claire is it's a brokerage for investments and insurance, right? So it doesn't matter if you want to come here with your mutual funds license, your your security license for seg funds, or insurance license, accidents and sickness license. We are partnered with all the major carriers across Canada. So the insurance companies, the investment firms, and the banks as well. We do work with them. What we do is, as advisors, we offer options for our clients. Whereas if I had just took my license over to, let's say Manulife, for instance, I'd only be able to offer Manulife products and services, right?
Yeah.
So we obviously understand that they have an advantage to be able to give people options and build a specific box around a client based on their specific needs, based on needs-based analysis, right? And so that's where Eau Claire is strong, is because when a client come in here, it's like, for instance, if you go to a BMW dealership and you ask for a Mercedes car, no matter what, 90% of the time they're going to try and fit you into a BMW.
Sure.
What they could say to you, there is a Mercedes dealership, down the street, 2 blocks down.
Gotcha.
But chances are they're not going to do that. Chances are they say to you, listen, this has all the bells and whistles, checks all the boxes. This is what, you really need. Where when you have, with our platform, we do a needs analysis and we say, hey, listen, you want a Mercedes Benz? We're going to build you a Mercedes car. If you wanted a BMW, we'd still be able to give you that option as well. We understand everybody is different. So that's where we sit. So we work with, whether in terms of investments as well, we do have private wealth as well. So we do work with asset management companies as well that handle major, client AUMs. But we also have, small accounts as well. So we want to be able to offer the services to people that may not have $1 million to invest.
Yeah.
But we can also take on somebody that has $1 billion to invest, because we do work with major asset management companies as well. So it gives us the opportunity to work with everyone. And that's one of the greatest thing about Eau Claire, is that it encompasses everything.
Okay. Now, is there any particular area that you actually specialize in, like that you have sort of gravitated to, or do you have a favorite?
So initially when I came in, I saw a need for the family market. There's a lot of education that's missing in terms of, financial education. And that was when I got into the industry, where I wanted to focus all my energy. But, with mentorship, I realized that, there's always room to continue learning. And so I was starting to get mentored into doing really well in the family market. And then I was starting to get into, into the office of business owners.
Yep.
And so with, being in the presence of business owners, Walter, it opens up doors for me to help corporations, efficiently have their estate planning done and succession planning. And so I realized that the business owners really understands money. Obviously, they have they understand how money works a little bit easier. And so it's easier for them to make decisions that's going to benefit them, where, you can spend a lot more time with the family market because of lack of education. And it doesn't really go as far and as efficiently as you'd like. But I was doing really well in the family market, but I found that the business owners also have needs. And I just, I kind of started to put, to start focus on corporations. So now, helping clients, handling their passive assets and retainer accounts and stuff like that, at the end of the day, we can make the money, we can shelter it from taxes, but the end goal is, what's the exit strategy? And most times business owners are focusing on making sure that their business are running smoothly every single day. They don't have time to even think about, oh yeah, how do I exit my business? So I had a few corporate places that I had to, obviously leverage senior advisors to work on. Saw that this was an industry that also has a great need. Now the thing is, you just got to find the corporations to assist. But in any given business, you kind of have to find your clients anyway. So I'm working on focusing on the corporate side of the business, but I still obviously work with the family market as well.
Yep.
But with the family market, we do life insurance, critical illness insurance to protect your income.
Yep.
On any financial planning pyramid, you'll always see that income protection is always going to be number one. You always have to protect your health. So we always focus on delivering that message to our family, our earners, our income earners, mom and dad. We got to make sure that your income's protected. Your health is your biggest asset. Let's make sure that if you're unable to earn an income every single day, you can still afford to pay the bills. How do you do that? You leverage insurance companies for them to take on the risk, and you have them take on the risk for you. You're unable to work, they need to still, they'll pay your family due to a disability. If you passed away, they'll deposit a lot, tax-free lump sum to your family, and that can also go a long way.
Very good.
So things like that. We also help them to set up like RESP accounts for their kids. A lot of parents wants to be able to contribute to their kids' education in the future, right? We always show them the way. Listen, we do have government grants. Some people are opposed to it, some people, are not. But the information is out there, so we just like to deliver it. We like to help them set it up. Take the free money from the government when you can. Let's invest that over the 17 years of the kids' child journey to post-secondary. That money can work, grow, compounded interest, and we can use that to leverage for the kids so that they don't have to take out student loans. We do also, help with retirement planning. So we educate on TFSAs.
Yep.
RSPs.
Yep.
We also help with pensions. So there's a bit of things that we do cover. The list goes on and on, right? Business owners, we like to implement, disability insurance.
Yep.
Why? Business owners earn their own income, right? So if they're unable to earn their own income, would they still be able to bring, their paycheck home? In most cases, they won't. So we need to educate them on the fact that, you should have some disability insurance in place, right?
Yep.
These products are out there and they're being leveraged by lots of people. If you're not leveraging it, chances are you just don't have the education piece. So we'll provide the education for you. We also provide, buy and sell agreement. We work with lawyers and accountants to set up, to well-structured shareholder agreement for corporations that have multiple shareholders on the corporate side. So that's something that we also do, Walter, is, sometimes we find that our business owners have some things in place, but it's not fully structured the right way because there's still opportunities, there's still gaps in these structures that can be filled. And so we like to, we can bring an entire team into a corporation. We can bring the lawyers and we can bring the accountants. Or if you have your own lawyers and accountants, we can work with them as well. They have a piece of the puzzle, we have a piece of the puzzle, and the accountants have a piece of the puzzle. When we put all those pieces together, we find that our clients are a lot more protected, and they have better structured plans in place for exit or successions, or even if something goes wrong. So yeah, I'm not sure if I covered everything, but the list goes on and on in terms of what we can do. Health and dental, group benefits. Well, a lot of companies wants to retain good workers. Right now, it's very competitive. If you have staff, you may know, right? People will want to go where they can make an extra 25 cents, right? But not only that, if you're very flexible to their family needs as well. Everybody have different situations they're fighting through. If you're offering them some extra health and dental package, there's a good chance that they will be a lot more, loyal to you, and the good workers will stick around. So we do help to set those up as well, right?
So a great retention package.
Sorry?
So it's a great way to retain, right? It's a great retention opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even for companies that already have some of those packages in place, sometimes we need to do a pulse check on those because they could be throwing money at the door by not looking to see if there's better packages for even less money. So we still like to review, packages that are in place. When is the last time you looked at your package? Oh, it's been 15 years we've been using the same company. We just, every renewal would just say, yeah, sign off on it. And we don't realize that, we could have increased our skilling from 7 to 10. The guy next door you has 7 skilling, and he's paying, $1,000 less for his package for his employees. But some people get so comfortable as well. So, we like to get in there as well and say, let's review this. Let's see if we can get any companies that can do better than this, match the price, but offer better value to your employees. Or, maybe we can give you the same thing, but have you save some money that you can put towards scaling your business, right? So lots of opportunities from our firm, Walter.
Good. Now, let me ask you a question. I guess one of the terms that I kind of like I always hear the noise of different industries. So I'm always intrigued by sort of the latest thing type of thing in terms of, what seems to be resonating. And one of the things that I hear from your industry is something called infinite banking. You know anything about that?
So yeah, we have strategies in place. It's so simple, but yet so complex. And the reason why it sounds so complex is because it's so simple. People can't even believe it.
Yeah,
and pardon?
They want to complicate it.
They want to complicate it.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's a principle where they say, you can have your own bank and basically fund a life insurance policy to have a cash value. And within that cash value, you can borrow from yourself. Now, some of the benefits from that is, you don't have to get approval, like when you go to the bank and try to borrow their money, because you've already built up your bank. You're funding your actual bank account, which is your insurance policy. You can borrow from yourself, you can pay it back, or you can leave your insurance policy to pay off that loan eventually. But it's something that you can keep, growing and, keep borrowing from, repaying it, or choose not to repay it if you don't want to. But yeah, it's one of the strategies that we use with one of the insurance options that we have, because we have different insurances out there. We have the term life insurance, we have the permanent life insurance, then we have the whole life participating, we have the whole life non-participating insurance policy, then we have the universal life leveled, we have the universal life YRT. We have lots of products. Some have dividend paying, components, while others have investment components within those life insurance policies. And like I said, everybody's different. And this is the amazing thing about what we do is that based on what your needs are, when you explain your needs, your situations to us, we will direct you to the right product, right? But yes, the finite banking is bigger in the States, but it's getting a little bit more noise over here in Canada.
Yep.
We do set up a lot of those.
I like the way they do it.
Pardon?
I like the way they do it.
Oh man. Yeah, but majority of the times for corporations, those are usually the policies that we put in place for the corporations. A lot of those tax efficient ways of them accessing money from their corporation is through a lot of insurance products. So whether you believe in insurance or not, it is usually one of the key, tools to help you, tax efficiently pull money from your corporation. The good thing is that if you're healthy enough to be qualified to have, because it's a privilege, and with it being a privilege, Walter, you have to qualify to be able to set up these plans with the insurance companies, right?
Yeah.
It's not something that you can, you want to put off if you're looking at planning your business estate.
Yeah.
It's something that you, while you're healthy, while you're younger, get into these plans ahead of time. It takes time to build as well, so it's not a quick turnover policy as well. Majority of our stakeholders in these quote unquote infinite banking plans are looking at 5 to 10 years, 20 years down the road to be able to access the cash in these policies. So it's not something.
In a nutshell, those things are really sort of a succession plan and a strategy to prevent extreme losses to taxes, basically, right?
Yes, and also, I guess sometimes with business owners as well, banks, they may have a retention limit, or they may have a cap of how much they can borrow, and as soon as they hit the limit, they're not able to access any more loans from the banks.
Gotcha.
But if you are planning ahead and you built up that cash value to be able to be your own bank, any opportunity comes up for investment, you can always just borrow the money from yourself. You're recycling your own money, right? Yeah. So there's, that is one factor there that you mentioned. But the fact that you can, you may come across an investment opportunity in the future where you need to come up with some liquid cash right away. That cash is always there ready for you as long as it's been built up. And there, you will have access to that cash to jump on whatever, investment opportunity that come up. I don't want to dive too much into this because it's not really my jurisdiction, but some people will pull that money out to short a stock. And when they make that money back, they'll put it right back into the policy as well. But they'll even use that money to gamble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, people may come across an investment opportunity to buy a property for flip a property, and they may borrow that $200,000, $500,000 from their policy, and buy that property, flip it, and put that money back, and then take the profit. So there's a lot of flexibility with it, with that strategy there. But on top of it, yes, it's a very tax efficient way that you can access money from your corporation when when you're ready to call quits or pass it on to your, obviously, the loved ones, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, very good. I think we've covered quite a bit here. Okay, so you're an old friend and client of mine, Carlton Benjamin.
Yes.
I knew you as a social worker, right?
Yes.
I knew you. I knew there was more there because you had the industrious look in your eye, and this guy's going to do something else.
I've always been hungry, man.
When I had heard that you ventured into this world, I thought it was a good fit for you. I think you're going to do great.
Hey, Walter, I'm not sure if you knew this. It's been quite some time before we have actually been able to connect, but The reason why I sort of, ventured into this industry is because I was diagnosed with cancer in 2015.
Oh boy,
You didn't know that, right?
I didn't.
So it was a life-changing moment. I think it was more of a blessing than a curse, actually, because I've already, I've always had life insurance, right? We purchased our first home from you, I believe, in 2008.
Okay. Yeah.
And at that particular time, I'm pretty sure I used my life insurance to protect the mortgage,
Yeah.
right? So I've always had life insurance, but I've always believed in it. And but what I didn't know about was critical illness insurance. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, if I had been taught about the critical illness piece, I probably would have had it, and I would
Yeah.
have been able to access a nice little tax-free paycheck
Yeah.
for getting sick, right? And so that was the turning point when I said, well, my advisor, when I called him and I said to him from Sun Life, I need life insurance, he sold me life insurance. I feel like I was underserved, Walter, because I called him for life insurance. I felt like if he had educated me on other options as well, living benefits, I would have also taken interest into having a policy like that because
Yeah.
it would have made sense, right? And so what happened was I made a video and I put it on Facebook for my family because I don't want to be able to, some people don't want to be told things, but if they see it through alternative means, they may want to take that advice. So instead of me telling all my family members to get life insurance, and I made a video to my daughter saying, listen, I have some life insurance in place for you, but when you grow older, please get more life insurance, pass it down to your family, so and so. And I posted it. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, are you a financial advisor? Are you an insurance agent? I said, no, I'm not. They said, that was a great video, by the way. I've never even seen videos by insurance agent that's so, like convicted.
Yeah.
Because he got sick. So my story was, this can happen to anyone. I'm a soccer player. I don't smoke. I don't really drink. Very, very social. I'm not really the fast food type of guy. I eat at home with my family. But I was diagnosed with cancer. So then they said, you know what? You didn't talk about one thing that I thought you would have touched on, though. And I said, what was that? And they said, critical illness insurance. So I was like, interesting. They said, I'm an advisor. If you want to learn more about critical illness insurance for your next video, I can give you that education piece because I know now you can't get it. So I said, let's have a meeting because I want to learn. Because now I was interested in making a video to teach people about this insurance because I can't get it now. So I wanted other people that would be able to be in reach of my video to have that critical illness insurance.
Gotcha.
When I sat down with this agent to learn about critical illness insurance, Sephora looked at me and said, and I looked at him, I'm like, you think what I'm thinking? I'm like, how do I get into this industry? What do I need to do? What's the steps? And I think I could see myself doing this. This is exactly when the transition was made.
So it's more almost like serendipity.
It is. So I said, okay. And they said, whoa. I said, finish up your presentation on the critical illness piece, the education piece. But I'm also interested to find out, how did you become an agent? And how did you, because I feel like I can change the lives of, a lot of people that I'll be able to reach. And that's exactly how it happened, man. And I think my business grew so big, so fast, because when I share my story, it's not a sales pitch. Gotcha. It happened. I was also the guy that was sitting across this table thinking that, yeah, people get cancer all the time. It's not going to happen to me. I don't smoke cigarettes, so there's no way I'm going to have cancer because ignorance. Maybe smokers are the only one that are subject to getting cancer or genetics, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, that is. So when I sit down with families now and I explain my situation and what happened, people are more inclined to protect themselves now. And so really fast, I realized that my practice was growing really, really quickly. But it was because of my story, people actually bought into that and said, well, you know what? I'm not going to let the same mistake happen to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You had conviction.
It was. And I'm not afraid, man. And Eau Claire Water is transparent. The company, I've also been really transparent about my life. So when someone share their, if someone's kind of like, not wanting to share, their situation, by me sharing certain things, like something as personal as that, it gives them an opportunity to be open with me. And so it makes for better relationships as well. And I find that to be the recipe for my success in this business, to be honest, is that because we're so open and transparent about situations. Walter, I'll go a bit further. And if a client asks me if I have a product, I won't just say yes, I'll show them.
Yeah. Yeah. No good for you.
I've never heard anybody else done that in the industry. Do you have that insurance product, or do you have that for your daughter? Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, you know what? Because I have all your personal information, I'm more than happy to show you all of my personal information. Here you go. And I'll pull up my stuff on the screen, I'll show it to them. And
Awesome.
People appreciate that, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, on the mortgage side, we, especially, as long as we've been in the business, we've seen some clients pass away, and that's almost the first thing you ask is, geez, I hope they had insurance. And the ones that do, great. And the ones that don't, it's a tough road. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that you go ahead.
No, I was saying it's really important. It's like it provides for protection for for your health, or your life, that provides that lifestyle for your family. And majority of times too, we find that once one spouse, even for the life insurance piece, when one spouse passed away, we've seen numerous times that the other spouse has to sell the property.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't need to, not with the cost of insurance being so low for people,
For sure.
So that's the information that we're out here trying to make sure that we can deliver to our community on the family side, because most wealthy, most business owners, and they need insurance for the different strategies that are there for insurance as well, because the pass down the wealth, tax free and stuff like that as well. So, there's a need for both pieces. But yeah, no, on the family side, the insurance piece is extremely, we think it's number one, right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
How can somebody get a hold of you?
So we do have an office on Belmont. We don't expect people to just show up. It's appointment only. We do keep our doors locked.
Email or telephone? What's the best way to reach you?
So telephone number,
Yep.
519-590-8014. Just even jump on our website, eauclairpartners.com.
Okay.
And you can email the info email that's on that website, or they can email me directly, and it's carlton.benjamin at eauclairpartners.com. But the quickest and fastest way to reach out to me is through a phone call. It's 519-590-8014. And we just like to educate. Even if you have questions, Walter, or even if they have questions, or anyone that wanted to ask some questions about insurance, even to learn more about my cancer, feel free to call. I like talking about it because it's a success story. It may give somebody else hope, inspire somebody else to fight through their illness right now. But I've managed to overcome my cancer and can tell stories about it today. So maybe somebody else want to talk to me about that. It's not a problem. Let's do it. Let's have that conversation, right?
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Well, what a great conversation. That I'm very happy to see you in the role that you're in, and I'm certainly happy to hear that you were able to beat so to speak. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So no, thank you again, Walter, for this opportunity.
Thanks for listening to I Love Cambridge with Walter Montero. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest updates to I Love Cambridge, you can check ilovecambridge.ca, and you like our Facebook page, I Love Cambridge Ontario. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.